Hello and welcome to another episode of Dice-Slingers with your host, Laren. First of all, I would like to apologize for the quality of this video, but my equipment is on the fritz, especially my camera and my microphone. I guess my boom microphone is on the fritz. It's giving me a lot of feedback. Anyway, um, before we begin, please like and subscribe. I can always use the help with the algorithm, and your support is always appreciated. Anyway, today I would like to touch on themes and tones in tabletop role-playing games and why they matter, and also and how they keep the game master and the players focused and immersed. Okay, first of all, we need to define what's theme, and what's tone. All right. Okay. Theme is the core ideal your campaign explores. It's the why behind and your world and the stories that you're trying to tell, or the adventures you're trying to write. Right. Examples for this would be the theme of redemption, survival, corruption, honor, loss, and the list goes on. Now, tone is emotional feel of your campaign or of your game. It's the how your adventures are narrated, or how the story is told. Examples of this could be that you could have a grimdark tone to your campaign. You could have a heroic, tone to your campaign. Whimsical, mysterious, gritty. Again, the list is infinite. It's the tone that you set for your game. Our tones is up to you and your players. Okay, and now we need to look at why does theme and tone matter in a tabletop role playing campaign. All right. Okay. First of all, it helps keep everyone focused. Right. It keeps you and your players aligned in decisions made throughout the campaign. It keeps you focused, right? It keeps you. I know don't want to use the word track. You think railroad, but it keeps everybody basically going in the same direction. Uh, not just mechanically, but also uh, adventure wise or story wise. Okay. Also, it helps with immersion because it reinforces a constant atmosphere that pulls everyone deeper into the game, or deeper into the world that the game master has created and is creating with the help of the players. It makes it keeps everyone, it keeps things. I'll say it kind of keeps things grounded. It keeps you immersed. Right. Another thing is coherence. It connects sessions to a larger unified narrative, even when the plot varies. It's all the tone, theme. They're consistent. Everything's the same. Meaning, uh, okay, good example. The Mad Wizard on the hill is always going to be the Mad Wizard on the hill, unless something in game happens to him. He's going to, you know, if he doesn't like, for some reason, the Mad Wizard hates paladins, unless the paladin character does something to change his mind, Wizard's always going to try to fireball him every time he sees him. Right? That would be that's kind of extreme, but that's an example of coherence. So, all right. Now we need to see some examples of theme. Let's talk about some samples of theme and tone. All right. Okay. Here, for instance, okay. Here we go. Here's the theme: a dark age survival horror theme. Right. Our theme for your campaign. All right. Now the tone for this campaign is going to be bleak, dense, and grounded. Right. Okay. And now, what wouldn't fit in this? Okay. So in other words, a barbarian, is good, a pretty good fit into this type of campaign. Whereas a slapstick goblin bard would really feel out of place in a game like this. Now, you Now you take the same goblin and you do a zany dungeon crawl type campaign, where the theme is freedom through chaos, and the tone is absurd, whimsical, and energetic. The slapstick goblin bard is going to fit in great in that type of campaign. All right. Another one is you have let's go. Let's say you want a high fantasy campaign, aka a Tolkien type game, like a Lord of the Rings type game. All right. Now, a theme for that would probably be some along the lines of legacy and destiny, whereas with your tones will be heroic, noble, and mythical. The characters are out to save the world. That's how I feel. High fantasy. All right. All right. And now, of course, of course, the last example I want to give is a post-apocalyptic wasteland type campaign. Uh, the theme is going to be loss and adaptation, more likely plus others. Your tone's going to be gritty, raw, morally ambiguous. All right, right. Okay. In this type of campaign, everything's kind of great. There's no right. There are no good and bad choices, only necessary ones. These characters for this campaign are more kind of more morally ambiguous. I'd say this would be a campaign that if I was running a D&D campaign like this, I would probably I would probably tell the players that neutral aligned characters might be best suited for this world because there's no clear definitions of good and evil in this type of campaign. All right. Now, here's some tips for your game masters on how to keep, uh, the theme and tone, uh, uh, steady within your game. All right. First of all, at session 0, you need to set up clear expectations for theme and the tone up front. You let your players know what the theme and the tone of your campaign is. Themes and tones of your campaign are going to be about. Next, you need to when describing things, you need to use descriptive reinforcement that help keep the tone and the theme going in the heads of not just you but of your players. Like if you're doing a grimdark type campaign, I would advise against a whimsical fairy dragon encounter. Okay, that does not fit. That that will kind of withdraw people, their players, including you, out of the immersion that you're trying to build. All right. Also, when you design your encounters, let the theme guide you. Guide your choices of villains, types of encounters, types of NPCs they meet. Again, like I said, if you're if you're doing like a grimdark campaign, again, again, we go back to the fairy dragon. That would not that account for the fairy dragon will not fit the theme in the tone of your campaign. But also, the most important thing is you got to be flexible. You know, if it looks like the tone, is shifting in your campaign, be open to it. But make sure that you communicate with the players that this is the way that everyone wants the campaign to go, the tone to shift. Because if everybody has got to be on board with theme and tone, because if one person um, isn't on board, that's it. I mean, you're going to lose the theme, you're going to lose the tone, and you'll be back to square one. Also, now for the player, I would, first of all, build a character that fits the theme and the tone of that campaign. Again, if it's the Game Master is going to do a Grimdark type campaign, don't create the Zany Goblin Bard. That does not fit the theme and tone of the Game Master's campaign. Right. Also, again, try to stay in character. Uh, you know, be live have your character act like they would if you were actually there in that world. Your character, again, you're in a grimdark type campaign. You know, you're not, a character that's constantly cutting puns is not going to fit, and it's going to again spoil the immersion for everyone. All right, and also try to contribute to the theme. Your character needs to reflect the core themes in your character's decisions and choices. Right? Okay, and I guess I'll leave you with some closing thoughts. Okay, okay, okay. Theme and tone. First of all, they're just creative choices. They're shared agreements that keep your group telling a story that feels unified, meaningful, and memorable. Okay, ask yourself, what is your campaign really about? How should it feel from start to finish? Uh, define that, and if you define this, you'll craft a campaign that your players will never forget. All right, anyways, happy dice slinging, everybody. And again, please like and subscribe to the video. And I will work on getting my equipment fixed because I know you missed my pretty face. Anyway, happy gaming, guys.